What's good, y'all? Thank you for joining me and continuing a part 2 about my Jevries Super Pump servos. As some of you may know, I've built several cars since I built my main rides, and that ride will happen to be the Supreme 64. Compared to these two, the troubled one and Ol Skool, the Supreme 64 does not hop as well. So that is the car I decided to give the Super Pump servo to. But in this case, it takes two because it has a dual servo setup. But let's get into it. Let's check it out. I built this car based off of the mothership actually. I wanted it to look good and classy on the show floor, but still be able to handle anything given to it in the streets.
Corvettes, IROS, convertibles, drop tops, niggas sporting Rolex and them fat knots. Damn, these niggas had the hoes, 14 karat gold, and stacks of bags full of yayo. Shit, these niggas had to say so because they had the guts, the nuts to creep and to come up. Yeah, put your guns in the air and let the OGs know that you're still here.
When I originally built this car, my plan was to have it to be top notch, the top dog of my collection. From having a custom hand engraved chrome parts, custom made LED kit, candy and chrome interior, the Bluetooth audio, the mini TV in the center console, chrome upgrades, the dual servo setup, the list just goes on. So this car just definitely deserved that Super Pump servo.
Real niggas and OGs, 1994, gang move, y'all better recognize. Back in the day, a nigga had to pay, but I never been played like a punk because I learned early in the 5th grade. Got my ass a switchblade, and that's the last time I had to thump. Cause niggas know they scared of my muscle, they scared of my weapon. I show they ass to shank and niggas start stepping fast. But in 94, niggas wanna show you right, and I'll be looking.
I was very anxious and excited to see the performance of the car, but surprisingly, it did not hop as well as I expected. I was thinking it was probably due to my custom-made shocks that I had. So I actually took a trip to the hardware store and bought some newer, stiffer springs. But before I do that, I want to go ahead and dress up these shocks a little bit. So I'm gonna shine up the springs, put a little bit of polish on a microfiber rag, hold them firmly, and let the drill do the work. You'd be very surprised how much of a difference it really makes. You can also do the same thing with the rear end links on the back of the car. It'll make them look like real chrome. The next trick I did, I also wanted to install internal springs inside of the shocks. I had this set up previously, so I just wanted to keep it as I had it originally, but instead I made the springs be a little softer and not as stiff as I had them before. As I was putting the whole thing together, I noticed that my springs that I bought were a little too tight and actually rubbed against the body casing of the whole entire shock. So I learned down the road that this actually affected the performance of the car, and I actually had to build another set of shocks. But that's okay, that's all part of the game when it comes to trial and error.
Boom, I'm blow your fucking face off with my sawed-off gauge on my fucking rifle. Then I like chill with my gangster disciples. I got it going on cause I got a big posse. Niggas getting pissed cause they know they can't stop me.
So I went back to the hardware store and I bought a different range of soft springs, from the softest that they had to the stiffest soft springs that they had, but they were all still softer than the previous set of springs that I bought. I ended up choosing the softest springs that I had, but I made a shock adjustment to be all the way fully down to the end of that shock, and it made the springs to be semi-stiff but still very flexible. Also went ahead and rebuilt the rear shocks, got them dressed up, but I kept them stiff as I had them beforehand. So let's check it out, see what the results turned out to be.
YBM, it's time for you to stand up and took the law, fuck you in your handcuffs. Cause you don't know the streets where real niggas roam. You wanna help us and stay your ass at home. A bunch of bitches and I know you always trying to jack the real niggas on the corner, but times don't change.
Now that was the result I was looking for. I was very happy with that. Even after hopping it for about 10 minutes, the servos was still pretty cool to the touch, which is a very good sign, showing that the chassis for the servos is not under any stress. I didn't end up using the special Jevries short throw servo arms, which would have helped the hop performance, but I actually have those saved for another project. I really appreciate everyone for taking your time and joining me in this video. Hope to see you guys in the next one.